Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas,
Oh,
everybody.
ho.
You
Have a bowl full of jelly right here. I know you guys
got,
can't see it, but it's there. I promise.
you got a bowl full of edibles.
I, I have a glass full of whiskey.
Um, what's going on, everybody? It's every other Wednesday night. You know what that means. It is time for Sevens Wild. I am down south 77. With me is my cousin.
Pop blender. What's up?
We decided to pop in and do a Christmas show. This was our regular time. This is our week to do our show, and wasn't real sure. It's kind of a crazy, day for everybody. We'll talk about that a little bit, but it's like, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to set the stream up, and if we feel like it, I hate to miss a night. You know, neither one of us have to really get up real early in the morning. You got to work, but I'm off. So I wanted to do it and say hi to everybody and talk to everybody on Christmas Day in person. So,
Yeah, man. And like you said, we didn't know if this was going to be going down with family stuff and crossing town, for me and you. And it's a long day. It's a really long
yeah.
day. I definitely wasn't sure if I was going to be able to be here. I might have been joining you from the car here, in 30 or 40 minutes, but plans change. And so here we are, and it's a little different of a show tonight, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's don't have I could pull up Joe stuff, but wasn't really planning on it. We're just gonna try and kind of chat and talk to the chat and get you guys Christmas and see how Christmas went for you guys. Tell us a little bit about ours. Didn't really don't really have a Joe themed theme like we usually do. It's just a kind of a get together and hang out. That's why I kind of called it Hangout. I did send some links and see if anybody does join us. It's busy, it's Christmas, so you can't give people a pass for that, if they're busy.
Yeah,
So
right. And and
um,
and and a couple, funny stories here and there. I've got a good one about a card for my mother that ended up being something that was kind of funny today, that happened, that was not known with my sister. We did not know, and
yeah,
I'll tell that here in a little bit. It was kind of funny,
yeah, that might start a new tradition. I think that's
it
funny,
might,
man.
but she also has a really funny story about Christmas cards she's gotten from our mom, which is truly amazing, something I didn't actually know. So I'm going to make sure that I note it down. I don't want to forget it,
Okay,
and
yeah,
also jump right into it. But since we don't have a format, I'll put that pin in it, and we'll get to it here in just a
yeah.
bit.
Make sure you save that so we can talk
Yes.
about that. Let's go ahead and run through our chat and see who
Yeah.
all's
Yep.
joined
Yep.
us
Yep.
tonight. We got Son of a Crayon Slayer. Hey now, Merry Christmas, boys.
What's up?
First in the door.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Daredevil Dave is here, whom I talked to a little bit earlier today. Dave, how you doing?
Nice.
Merry freaking Merry Christmas, Joes. So let's see. Wraith Mace joined us for a few minutes.
Dude, did
Hope
you?
everybody had a great day. Broke my toe putting together my
Yes.
wife's treadmill.
Yes.
Dope.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, because he had just posted about having to put
Yeah.
that together,
Last night.
last night, and sure enough, I mean, come on, man. Wraith Mace, you've had a rough go of it this year a little bit. This is just like the icing on the cake, baby. You know what I mean? Come on with it.
Yeah. You just
Man.
isolate yourself for the next week, Wraith Mace. You don't
That's
need any more
right.
shit happening to you in 2024,
Next time you
man.
got to
So,
pay that extra $125 for them to just put it together and drop it
yeah.
off.
He said put together a treadmill and it was already like 10 something our time.
I
I'm like,
know. It was like 10 o'clock
damn.
at night our time.
Like, damn, man. All right, man. Good luck. So, all right. Well, I hope your toe heals up. Seems to be a
Yeah.
trend
And
among
nothing you can
toy
do about it
people.
either. Nothing you about
Breaking
a broken toe.
breaking toes seems to be a trend amongst tubers and people that kind of YouTube and stuff. Because Toy and Hands have broke his earlier in the year, so dropped something on it, I think. So, what's up, Cobweb Collectors here? What's
Yeah.
going on? Merry Christmas, Cobweb. There she is right there. Loves mules, my cousin,
Yes,
who
that's
we
my
were
sis.
just speaking about. Menjoza is here. What's going on, Menjoza? How you doing, man? Joe Fan 84 is here. Merry Christmas. Matthew Matson is here. Merry Christmas, Matthew. I know Matthews had a fun day today. I don't know what went down other than his main event today at his house, but I know he had a good time with part of it because he sent me a couple pictures. A lot of the cool stuff that we've gotten, Matthew waited till today to unbox it
Oh
and
gosh, that's right.
yeah,
Yes. Oh my
give it to
gosh.
himself or from his wife. I don't know how which way it
Dragonfly,
was.
Robo Skull, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that's being like a kid knowing you're getting something, man. It's still as an adult, you still are just can't wait to get it, right? And open it
yeah.
up and put it together and everything.
That's a hell of a way
Whew,
to do all of that stuff is to save it and do it today. And man, the
yeah.
willpower of having it that like especially the dragonfly for over a month, and
Man,
just like looking at it and I'm like, oh, I was
see that box
salivating.
wrapped up. Oh yeah.
So, so Ray says on the plus side, I had another song and video go out today, and it's doing gangbusters on
I don't
Spotify.
doubt it, man. And you get them. You look, right? You hook them Warhammer fans in on your stuff, and you got fans for life, bro.
Yeah, man, that's good. So I'll have to check that out. I haven't looked at any YouTube today and had time, so I didn't see it pop
Man,
up. Jay Astro's here. What's going on, Jay Astro? Jay Astro been kind of low key lately, man. Hope everything's going all right. Merry Christmas. Let's see. Tart Murphy's Toy Solutions, who was live a little while earlier today, and
oh
I
sweet.
missed it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I completely missed it. I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
you had a couple bad luck with some streams here over these last several hours, or early morning, or late night, right? Like
yeah,
a little bit trying to get on at the very end or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
and or then somebody sending you a link, but you don't have time. You can't get
yeah.
on.
I hopped on with yeah, same times always went live yesterday, and he asked me to get on, and it's like, well, I just sat down to eat at a Mexican restaurant. That was my Christmas Eve dinner with myself,
Yeah, yeah, right.
and it's like, man, so I'll try, and I got home. By the time I got home, got pretzel out, opened it back up on my phone, they were all signing off. So
Yeah, yeah.
run in here and sat down real quick and hopped in, and I didn't want to keep them. I know Shane was going out with the family, so I was like, Merry Christmas, y'all. See ya. Let's see. Joe Fan 84, what's going on, man? What did everybody get? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna go through
Yeah.
what everybody got. Yeah, we will. I'll subdued and classical.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
I can dig it. Oh, let's see, cold recyclables out with a broken toe. Yeah,
Yeah.
how. Well, the good news is you've got until tomorrow morning to get them up there, so you can go real slow.
You know, and real quick, saw Eric Thurman here too. What's up, man?
Up there.
Yeah, the recyclables went out today for us as well. That's on the schedule, man. I'm gonna tell you, that is a that can was full, over full, not like lid sticking up full, but it needed to go. So hopefully tomorrow morning they'll be on time and not miss this week for some reason because we'll be struggling after that.
They do that with the recycling there quite a bit.
Yeah, and man,
Understand
it's
from my buddy that lives a few minutes away from where you do. He's always complaining about the recycling.
yeah, it's there's been a couple times they just disappeared. We don't even know what happened. Like it just didn't happen, and then we called and no big, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, yeah, we missed a week. It's like, well, that's two
Mhm.
more weeks, and
Yeah, all
yeah,
right.
and it was the trash too, so that's even worse.
Yeah, that ain't good. Comes to
Mm.
recycling here, man. I just take it out back and throw it in a burn barrel. Give it back to God.
Right.
What God wants, He keeps.
Yep, that's true.
There's your short circuit reference for today.
Wow.
Daredevil Dave, I think the eggnog is kicking in. I
Yeah.
actually had some of the kick eggnog earlier at my second Christmas function that I went to. That one is a little more spirited than the one with our side with pop blenders. So you about have to have a couple drinks at that one.
Yeah, I've never experienced that, and it's something I've brought up at work. I think we've gotten through the chat so far. So,
Yeah, we're
just to tell this, that's something I talk about at work sometimes with people is that I've never experienced that. I don't know what it's like to have a family gathering where there's alcohol involved because it's just something that's never been a part of our gathering.
right.
And I hear these stories from people at work that come in. They're like, "Yeah, boy, my uncle Jack, I mean, after four Jack and Cokes, and two shots of Rumplemans, man, he's spilling stories about my dad back in the day, and whatever, and then sometimes sometimes it's bad, right? Bad stuff happened. Oh,
Yeah,
everybody got in an
stuff that
argument. There's an
wasn't supposed
argument.
to come out.
Uh-huh, right. And but we've really never experienced that here, right? It's just not been
No,
that way. And so it is interesting to hear from people about those kind of stories. But I don't know what that's like. I also don't know what it's like to have to get on an airplane to travel for the holidays or hop in the car and drive for 7 hours or 8 hours. I don't know what that's like. And
we're
that's
lucky with that regard.
yeah, and I really like that actually because then I hear horror stories, right, about just the crowds and how crazy it is.
Yeah,
And so, for me, it's I really do enjoy the fact that we really don't have to travel much, just 30 miles or 40 miles here or there, depending. But as far as real quick, I'll share this, even though we don't have to get into it. But I did get something for Christmas that I did not expect, and it was from you, and it's badass. Um, it's a Monster Force figure, Sleepwalker, Heavy Weapons Division, and I don't know if it's going to show up real well. You guys know what this is. You guys know it. All y'all out there know it. But this was from 3 Star. This was a total surprise. When I saw the box, I thought it was a classified of some kind. I said, "Oh, I know that box." I was like, "Oh, I know that shape of it." It's a
oh, they're shaking my head, going,
yep. And I'm
"Mm,
like, "Oh, no, 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 that's not." And he brought this guy over one day, and he
it's
also brought over the Van Helsing. And I was like, man, I really like the heavy gunner, right? Like the heavy weapon guy. I was like, I'm digging this guy, and so he showed up today. So I appreciate that to you. That was wonderful. But you also gave me something the other night when we recorded our my top 10 technically is a top 10 list for me, but we call it kind of a versus list where you also review yours with me. And that was the Cosmic Legion Fisher Rice figure, which I have none of. And so the one promise that you told me I had to make was what?
you had to review it."
So I'm going to have to do a review on this Cosmic Legions figure, y'all. So please, please, please show up to watch it if you can. And then one other super cool thing was right here, sitting out, was this clear sign. It's is it glass or is it like a kind of a
It's
you know
acrylic.
yeah, acrylic? That's the word I'm looking for. Super cool acrylic. And so obviously rotates through the colors, do whatever you want to come, and or do whatever you want to do rather. And so yeah, man, it's freaking awesome. We got a pop blender uh sock hat from my mom. My mom actually
That's a,
took a
that
picture
was a
of my shirt
surprising
and got my logo on a sock hat. How cool is that, man?
that was a surprising gift. That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Like that's super
Yeah.
awesome. So, but anyway, so I just wanted to show those because I know especially the figures for this crowd in particular would be interested in those. And yes, I have to do a review. So I'll be getting that done the next few days.
I thought it would be also a good idea or a good way for you to try out the wireless mic too. Um
Yes, because I did
so
get the same one that you have that we used the other night. and I'm
Yeah.
excited to try that out for sure. But let's get to our chat because there's some stuff going on there, and I don't want to
Yeah. So
step
Rafe
all over
says
it.
he got one of the the best presents he's gotten in
All
recent
right.
memory from his brother-in-law.
Thought you were talking
Got a
about Scott for the. Never
Yeah,
mind.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Where's he at? Uh a cloak and hood and Game of Thrones style with a
Oh
super
yeah,
comfortable finish on the inside. It's dark black, so warm. So
he
that's
mentioned that.
cool.
Yeah, he mentioned that during the pre-record stream Matthew and I had last night, and so I told him, I
Yeah.
said, you've got to wear that. Like you
Yeah, I
have to
gotta
have it
see
on
that.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely not cold enough for something like that here today. So let's talk about that in a minute. So
Right.
son with crayon slayers. My uncle used to drink half a bottle of wild turkey, then he'd be eating an onion like an apple. I can see it
Oh
with wild
wow.
turkey. That is one thing that I do not touch anymore. I two
Onions
things. No, wild
and wild
turkey.
turkey and onions.
Yeah, onions if they're cooked. If they're cooked, I can do
Yeah.
onions. But no, man, that's wild. The two things: wild turkey and early times. I will never knowingly, voluntarily have
Ooh.
those again in my life.
Yeah, early times I have you up early in the morning having a time. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah.
can say about that.
Howdy ho.
Uh-huh.
I did do
Um,
I did do a little bit of an unboxing before I come in here. Yeah, I do have I am drinking coffee, but I unboxed that
there
before
you go.
we come in and
There
sit
you
out.
go.
I've been looking everywhere for that, and I finally saw it yesterday
That's
or the day
great.
before. It's like I got to. I looked everywhere when it come out. So,
Got a little
but
trace today too. Got a
yeah,
little buffalo.
yeah,
It's
loves mules.
always a
Got me
nice addition.
some buffalo. That's what I'm usually sipping on, sitting in her.
Um,
Yeah. It
and really
says reading
quickly,
rainbow logo.
yeah, really quickly, Dave. Yeah, so I'm changing my background up. I'm moving my streaming setup completely across the room that it's in, and it's a lot of work. It really is. Actually, you saw it today.
A
It is a
lot.
process. But hopefully, I will have not only the bookshelf behind me, but also a corner shelf and then sometimes if I want to use the TV, I was having fun with this though. I do like the background. The fireplace for something like this is kind of fun, and so I do like it. If I wanted to use it like that, it is kind of neat. But yeah, man, if it's like your living room and you got a fireplace, I love fireplaces. I do.
Yeah.
And you grew up with one. And I love that thing. It just we'd sleep out there in that front room too, and that
Yep.
fire's still going. And man, I miss that. That was good
Yeah.
stuff. That's
Wasn't
good
nothing
stuff.
like wasn't nothing like laying out there, man, with that fire
Playing
going
with
in the
our
window
GI
and playing
Joes
with
by the
Joe's.
firelight,
Yeah.
right? At night, you had the firelight, dude. It added that extra, ambiance to it. It was freaking awesome back in the
Yeah,
day,
man.
man.
That was great. And Dave says your mom is a rock star for the sock
Oh,
hat.
dude, no, you have no idea. Yeah, no, but thank you. But yeah, she's one of the most thoughtful people that I know, especially creative and when it comes to gifts and things of that nature. She still is the kind of person that will surprise you. Like, well,
Yeah.
genuinely surprise you with stuff.
Yeah, and
And
it's
so
and it's
yeah.
something you didn't know that you wanted or needed, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's so
right.
awesome.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
awesome. I love
Yeah,
it.
I had
He's
no
good at
clue.
that.
Yeah, it's fun. Uh,
So did go ahead
mhm.
and throw this banner
Hellfire.
up here. Yeah, Hellfire.
Yeah, go ahead and get
Um,
that up there. Yeah.
but so see how was everybody's Christmas? Did y'all have anything crazy or whatever? First thing I want to ask is anybody that's listening, did anybody have a white Christmas today? Is
Oh
anybody
yeah, a little
here?
snow.
Yeah, where you actually had some snow for Christmas because that is extremely rare for us. I think I can remember maybe 3 Christmases that we've had anything you could, I guess, technically call a white Christmas, and usually it's just like a dusting or a coating. There was one year that we did get some pretty decent snow, and the roads were kind of slick getting over there Christmas morning. But I was just wondering if anybody out there did. So Wraith said yes, unfortunately.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because y'all have that storm that
Hmm.
come through. Is it still snowing? Yeah, 7 inches
7 inches
the
in 3
past
days.
3 days. That's what she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. Well, man, that's rough
Sounds
for
about right.
somebody. Yeah. Right. I don't know. I always say it's like a Red Bull can, but anyway. But it'd be horrible if it was like a tuna can. But anyway, so um, yeah, the I would love the snow, but we come from a different world, right? And so for
Yeah,
me, if we did get snow, it'd be a half inch, it'd be a dusting, it might be an inch, it would be nothing that would prevent us. And it was just too warm these last few days, and very warm today, and it's going to be in the mid 60s the next 2 days, actually.
yeah. It was. It did not. It was a beautiful day here, but it was not a beautiful Christmas day. I mean,
Yeah,
it was, but I want it to be cold on Christmas. It don't have to be, wind chill of 0 and wind whipping everywhere. But I do like it to be a little chilly on Christmas. I'm
yeah.
not complaining. I mean, it could have been nasty, but it was very warm. Like you could have gotten away with shorts this afternoon
Oh, for
for us.
sure.
The way we wear shorts down here,
Yeah.
it's chilly in the morning. Like I wore a thin long sleeve shirt with a t-shirt over it and then a zip up hoodie so I could take that hoodie off. And once I took it off, once we got over there, I never put it back on again the rest of the day. Matter of fact, on the way to my next gathering, I was on the phone in the truck and I turned the air on in my truck.
Actually, I had the AC on a couple times actually today, even tonight when I left my dad's house.
I kicked it on when I got back here.
Yeah,
I laid down to try and take a nap, and it was so hot in here. So I actually turned it on in
yeah,
the house, and I dozed off, and then it was cold when I woke up. So
yeah. It's Crayon Slayer. So here's the deal. If we do get snow, yes, everything shuts down. And the reason why is because the year after I graduated high school, to date myself, it was 1994, and it was kind of the back end of the
March,
school year. It was March, and getting on the kind of the back end, and I visited my high school that day actually, and it dropped about 50 degrees in a couple hours, and it started snowing, and they did not dismiss school. And that night, there were school buses stuck on the sides of the road. There were parents stuck on the side of the road trying to find out where their kids were. This is a pre-cell phone, you know, back in the day. So
hardly
there were,
anybody had them. I mean, they
yeah,
were
so
there, but
buses everywhere, parents everywhere. Nobody could find their kids. It was a disaster. And ever since 1994, that day, they call school if there's even a threat of severe weather, even sometimes heavy thunderstorms. You
yep,
know, um, but yeah, I remember it very well because I was at the high school that day, going back to see like some friends. You drive up there, or whatever, and hang
yeah,
out for a
ate
little bit,
lunch
see a
with
friend,
them or
see a
something.
teacher, something
Yeah,
like that. But yeah, no, they don't play around no more. They don't play around.
nope.
And Tennessee, Nashville in particular, but Tennessee has a lot of back roads, a lot of tree covered roads that buses have to navigate. And when there's no sunlight and there's curves and hills and all that, it's 2 lanes, and some of them don't even have a shoulder, right, on the side of the road. You just can't navigate that with a bus. So ever since then, they've just said, "Hey, we're done. That's it." You know.
They call school for everything now down
Yes,
here
sir.
because of that. And I remember that. We live in neighboring counties. Do say
Yes.
what's up to Todd? See, you just
Yeah.
popped in. What's
Todd.
up, Todd?
And we've
Um,
got some of these comments starred asking what you guys got, so we'll go
yeah,
back and hit that
yeah,
stuff
we're gonna
up. So
get to
we didn't
those.
didn't forget about it.
Yeah. But that we live in neighboring counties, but sometimes the school schedules are different because
Yes.
if you let all the counties out the same week, it's pandemonium and whatever. So we were on spring break that week. They had school where he's at. My county was on spring break and it shut everything down the entire week. And it was
Wow.
fun, but it kind of pissed us off because we were already out of school that
Uh,
week. We'd have been out all week
yeah, you didn't get nothing.
anyway,
You got
and we
nothing.
were out. That's the story I've told when I worked at that grocery store, the little hometown grocery store here we had, and
Yeah.
the rain and the weight of the snow put cracks in the roof and the store flooded. So we had to, they called, and anybody that could get there, they were paying us like double time. And we had to throw away everything in that store that was cold or frozen. It
Ah,
was
man.
during that ice storm, man. I'll never forget that. But I tell you
Yeah.
what, you talk about some of the best sledding in that
Oh,
during that.
dude.
There was some amazing sledding during that
Yeah.
storm.
Yep. No kidding.
Uh, what did you guys? You guys have anything crazy happen to you for Christmas? Anything wild? Hope it wasn't too wild
Yeah.
and crazy today.
I mean, other
Uh,
than breaking a toe, we've heard about a broken toe from Wraith, but it seems like everything else was pretty, pretty good, I guess, for most everybody. Pretty easy day today.
yeah.
Uh,
Did you at least get the treadmill finished putting together,
yeah,
Rafe?
I
Did you
guess
get it
that's
all
the
put
next
together?
question, right? I don't think anybody even asked yet. And I feel bad.
Yeah.
We didn't even ask if he got it done.
Yeah, she might just be having to hold the bars and run alongside it for a couple weeks. So,
Right?
uh, yeah, the blizzard of '93, the ice, all the ice. Atlanta gets ice. They get anything, they get ice.
Yeah, and we,
And
that's happens to us too, right? It's not just snow. I mean, it is ice. It is, and ice can't be driven on. I'm sorry. People joke about it. Oh, you guys don't know how to drive. Well, you can't drive on ice, folks. Like it's not, and so, and that's the thing, right? We don't get a lot of snow, but our temperatures will get into single digits, not for, weeks at a time or nothing like that. But if you get some precipitation and you've been cold and you drop down, if things ice over, it may stay that way for a few days, and you just can't drive on it, man, unless you have a vehicle designed for it, right?
yeah, and
Um,
even then, I mean, four-wheel drive
it's
don't mean four-wheel stop.
nope, nope, exactly, yeah,
Everybody, the
exactly,
people here are like, "Oh, I got a big truck. I'll go anywhere." And them big old balloon tires just float your ass right off the road.
yeah, man. A
See it
nice
everywhere.
like front wheel drive is great. Like that's it does come in really handy. Most for front wheel drive, little small, little
Yeah,
uh, Japanese or Asian cars have got me around. They've
they
gotten
do
me
very
around.
well.
When I had a Camaro or was driving a pickup truck or had a Firebird, 78 Firebird or 83 Camaro, positive rear end, you're spinning out, you're fishtailing. You
Yeah,
can't do nothing in weather like that.
yeah. You're not budging, man. My truck
Nope.
does pretty good, but I don't chance it. But I do have a heavy truck, four-wheel
Yeah,
drive. But
nah, yeah,
I ain't going out in it for fun. Put it that
yeah,
way. So
yep.
you read Turk's comments there. That's right up your alley. That ain't no good.
Yeah, Turk says I had one of my oldest owned guitar get knocked over and it broke the neck smooth off. That is painful. That is painful. And I actually had a guy I played with, and instead of putting his guitar on the stand on stage, he had set it up against his amp, and you know how you do playing a gig, and right as we're about to get up on stage, we're taking a shot with these guys, and this buddy knocked it over, and yeah, broke the neck. I mean, thankfully Andy had another guitar, but yeah, came right off, man. It was awful.
That
Hard
was
floor, like hard tile
yeah.
floor. Went right off the stage, right on the floor, and yeah, it was brutal. It was
I guess
brutal. I
it's
felt
guess
so bad for him.
lucky he had another one. Is that standard to bring a backup like that? And most people do that.
Yeah, depend on how much you gig, and if you play different songs, you may have a guitar that's tuned in like detuning, or you might have the tuning different for a couple songs, so that way you can just grab one quickly instead of having to sit there and tune your guitar in between songs
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. And so yeah, it just depends. Just depends.
yeah. And you might have some melodious guitar floating around your house this weekend?
Oh yeah, my son got a guitar. It's a Les Paul knockoff. It is, but it looks great, and for a beginner, it's great for him. And I got him an amp for Christmas and a little Fender, and he can plug it in his computer, record himself. It's got all the onboard effects. It's not, it's nothing crazy, but for him as a beginner, it'll be just fine. Strings, tuner, right? Picks, the whole 9 yards. I got to get him a strap though. I want to get him a custom strap. Have his own little custom strap just for fun.
Get
But
him one with
if you,
his YouTube name on him, except he keeps
yeah,
changing it.
well, that's kind of what I thought about, but I didn't know if he'd change it or not. So, do you want to hit up some of these starred comments we've got as far as what people got, maybe, or what do you feel
Yeah,
like doing? I've seen a few people add some things, and
yeah, I've got a bunch of
family. I see
uh,
you have quite a few.
yeah, folks telling us what all they got.
Yeah,
So
that's what I love to
let's,
hear, man. You guys
yeah,
keep it coming. There's a new person that jumped in.
yeah,
Yep, right
Jesse,
there.
Jesse Halden, what's going on? So this is the guy that made my Cobra Claw. This is Berserker's brush. So
Hey,
out of the Fortnite glider that I showed
hey,
off.
what's that
Uh,
right there?
uh, you
What's
got you
that?
got the green one. He got the red one.
That's awesome,
Uh,
dude. That's great.
yeah. What's going on, man? Merry Christmas. Hope you and your
Merry
family had a good one.
Christmas.
And I actually have some things from Jesse actually sitting over here beside me to show. So since he's here, he asked me if I had this, and I did not. So I love
Oh, I
this.
love
This
it. I love it.
Funko.
I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten that Funko Fang, dude.
He asked me if I had it, and I said the same thing. I said no. I've almost bought it so many times, but I'm just not a big Funko guy. But I do want
I
some
hear
of the
you.
Joe ones, and I heard no more about it. So I had a feeling that that one might be coming my way, and I'm glad it did because I can throw that in my Cobra Commander collection. Let's see, and he sent me this little Cobra Commander,
Oh,
this
yeah.
little in this little globe. This was he said
Yeah,
from a
man.
blind box, a
That's
Joe
cool.
blind box.
Yeah, that's cool.
Uh, let's see. I brought all that stuff in here. Sent me the little minifig of Duke.
Yeah.
I'd love to get these. I've never seen
Yeah.
these other than the
Yeah.
ones that come
I
with
showed
the
off
card.
some stuff. You show off some stuff, and then we're gonna get to everybody else that put some stuff in here. What else you got anything else there?
And he sent me a
Gotta love it.
reaction snake eyes.
Gotta love
He
it.
knows I love the reactions for the card art and
The
the
card art? Yeah, I'm
yeah.
with you,
So
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
that was
with
it was
you. Yeah.
what I got. So I
I'm
appreciate it.
starting a couple other ones here just in case.
Yeah. So I had it's funny. I'm glad he showed up. I had all that stuff sitting here to show off when it was my
That's
turn. So
great. That's great.
uh go through some of these starred comments.
Yeah.
Son of a crayon slayer. Son gave me a beachhead, snow serpent, and road pig.
Hell yeah.
So
Love
that's
it.
a good
Was it
children.
was it was it the retro carded? Was it the original classified um on the beachhead? Or even the snow serpent, I guess. Either one of
Yeah,
them
either of
too,
those.
right? Because they both did. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's a
curious, but what
good
what else
haul.
we're looking at?
So
Gotta love road
and
pig.
so yeah. Oh yeah. We love her. We love us some road pigs. So uh
Menjoza. Yeah.
retro Recondo.
Great kids, man. Kids are
Yeah,
awesome.
man. The Recondo that we needed the first time. Uh,
Yeah. And
Todd C ended up being gifted Alpine, Night Creeper, and Halo
sweet.
Jumper. So
Yep.
I still don't have the Halo
I don't
Jumper.
I don't either. I don't either. They're on pre-order from Hasbro. I'm just waiting on them to send me. I did get Storm Shadow, Alpine, and the shit, what was it? IG Bat, right?
I think it was the
Sent to
regular
me.
Grenadier, wasn't it?
No, I got the Grenadier the other day. I got the Bat.
Okay.
So yeah, so the IG Bat Alpine is version 17 Storm Shadow came.
Five.
I know, and
V5.
but anyway, yeah. So he came like I think on Christmas Eve. Actually, they showed up
I
on my
forgot to ask
porch.
you today
They
if they
did.
if they showed
Yeah.
up. So
Classified Alpine from Santa for Joe Fan 84. All right, I love the Santa gifts. That's great.
Yeah,
I love that
Santa.
stuff, man.
Yeah, Santa's throwing out the throwing out the pain. He's bringing the pain and the good
Yeah,
pain.
he is.
Todd says, I can't complain. I didn't get Funkos. It's a good Christmas. Well, I did, and it is one that I wanted, so I
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna say
complain either.
I do like that one a lot, and I have
Uh,
almost bought it at like GameStop,
yeah,
like
yeah, GameStop.
10 times.
I think that was where he said that he picked it up, and I was like, man, I've come so
Yeah,
close to buying that thing so
yeah,
many
man.
times.
Yep,
So let's see. Eric Thurman, all the Joes were gone at Target. They got decimated. It
absolutely
it be
decimated.
it be like that sometimes. I went in
Yeah, it
one
is.
last weekend, I think,
They
looking
don't ever have
around.
crap for me.
They had I went in the one in Smyrna, and they had one all the Joes they had one road pig, and he's been on sale off and on. So I went and I'm like, if he's like half off or three quarters off clearance or something, I might get him just for another raucous and the hammer. And like he was 44.99. I'm like, hey, back to the shelf you go, road pig. Like, brother, I love you, but I don't love you $45 twice.
I
Although
hear
I
you,
did
buddy.
do that with
I hear
mud.
you.
Let's
Um,
see, what's Matthew got to say here?
the daughter got an acoustic guitar. Sweet. In-laws gave it to her, so it wasn't tuned well. And I tell you, don't ask me. I can tune a drum set like no other, but I sure as heck can't tune a guitar. Tried to show her a couple of things, but I just can't with it being so out of tune. Yeah, no, I understand. And if you can't tune it, but maybe you know how to play a Nirvana song, right? But if you don't know how to really tune a guitar, you're out of luck, right? That would be me too. You know.
You'd
Um,
have as much luck trying to get me to build a rocket ship to fly with Elon Musk to get a guitar tune, man.
yeah, no.
I'd be on here looking for apps because I
It
know
they
they're out
make it
there.
people make it sound so easy, but when you try to do it, it's just not happening. Like it's so ridiculous. And then also got a nice 1.6 LVPO illuminated fiber. LPE. Translate
I'm
for
trying.
me.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to. I'm trying to get it too. I don't know. Is that a fiber like a transfer cable? I
No,
don't know
it's
what that is.
illuminated. Illuminated. Um, translate for me, Crayon. Translate for me.
Yeah,
If I should know this, then I feel like an idiot.
I,
I'll
f-
tell you that.
I feel like it's something I should know,
That's why I
but I
asked
don't.
you in particular.
Yeah,
uh,
IPVO. I don't know. I feel
Todd,
like I should know.
see? Todd, what happened, man? No. What did you didn't go to Taco Bell the other night, did you?
Don't say that. I got a gift card for there today, like
Oh,
from
never
your
mind.
sister.
You didn't go to White Castle, Todd. See,
There you
did you?
go.
You didn't go to White Castle, did you? Crap. That
Oh
sucks. Food
man.
poisoning is 100% awful, and
Yep.
or even if you get some like just bad indigestion, heartburn from something, right? Or just it's just such a horrible feeling, like horrible
Well,
feeling, especially food poisoning.
this is a day like you might be at a family gathering and everybody
Yes.
brings something, and somebody
Yeah.
might be extended family or somebody you don't see all that often, and something maybe kind of sketchy. Like,
But what's funny
how's
about it, Todd, is
potato salad been
that
out?
the food poisoning prevented you from getting the ultimate gift, the special gift, right? And somebody sent me a text about a special gift on Christmas Eve. Good God Almighty. And I mean, you have no idea. You just don't. It's so ridiculous. And I'm like, well, I need to hang out with you more often or just sometime.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no, that's a shame, man. That's a bummer. Both
Oh,
retro card, yeah, yeah,
virtual
that's great.
card. And Jesse says, "Glad you liked them, my man." So I do, man. I appreciate it. Well,
Awesome,
about
dude.
a quarter of my classified collection, at
Matthew
least
got
last year,
two road
came from
pigs.
Jesse. Oh, did you already
uh,
have him?
yeah,
Did you have one or
yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know if he and I have talked about it. But if he got two of them, that's just fantastic. And Eric Thurman too. Said if all goes right, Robo Skull will be there tomorrow.
yeah, he
That
ordered him a
is
Robo Skull.
fantastic. Daredevil Dave, you're too kind. Way, way too kind. That's for sure.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank
That
you.
that is a great gift, and I hope it keeps on giving the whole year round, Clark, because it's some of the highlights of my weeks being in these chats and not
Yeah, I
just
hear
being
you, man.
here
Trust me.
doing
I do.
a stream, but hanging out in the
Yeah.
chats.
Yep. I do. I do. I do.
That's
And
awesome right there. Joe fans comment. Son was so
oh,
sweet. I
that's
wanted to
sweet.
classify an Alpine, couldn't find it. My
That's
son wrote
great.
a letter to Santa asking him to bring me one. That's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I think I would have liked about having kids. Like if I'd
Yeah,
have had
it's
kids, that kind of stuff is
and
awesome.
dude, there's times, and it depends on your situation too. I mean, there's times it's difficult and there's tough shit. But I will tell you one of my most fun things about having kids or having a kid is watching this little person who takes on your mannerisms
Yeah,
and says stuff you do. Like my son says "holy moly" all the time. And if I had $1 for every time I said "holy moly" during one of me and Matthew's streams, or like, one of ours, or Friday night, like I'd at least have a couple $100. I mean, that's just in the last month. But yeah, like just certain things, it's like yeah, he's that little dude right there. It's like, oh man, it scares me. It scares me. It's like I don't want you to take all my mannerisms. There's a couple you can have, that's fine, but I don't want you to take all of them because not all of them are great. Like
yeah.
uh,
He has a lot of them too.
yeah, for sure.
Wraith Warhammer via Black Library releases books still, and when a new book is released, they make a special edition, leather embossed metal, usually numbered to only 2,000
Oh
to
wow,
sell, and then purchased one off eBay for 120. That's the book from the recent song video. Another one coming out. So
yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, go ahead and get them, man. Get away from the stress of pre-sales. Yep.
Yeah, and Turk, Turk says,
Sorry,
"Oh,
where
you're
was that? Go
good.
ahead.
I got us right here." Because I didn't get much either. Talking about Daredevil Dave said, but I got to hold a good live stream with good friends, and we just talked, about that a little bit ago, right?
Yep.
We kind of off the top, and that, my friends, honestly, and you said it a few minutes ago, but for me, uh, it it is one of the things that I do look forward to um, every week. Like it just and look, are there times where maybe you've had a rough week, rough day? Um, there are times where it's like, man, I got to stream tonight. Do I have it in me to kind of bring it? Do I have it in me? Do I want to jump on, and is it going to be any good? Does anybody want to watch it? Right. Whatever, I mean, it's just normal feelings. And, but like once you actually hit the live button and you go live and you start talking and you start hanging out, and then you realize just how much fun you do have and you enjoy it, right? It's like all
Yeah.
that other crap just goes away. And for 3 hours or 2 hours, at least for me, 2 hours with Matthew, 3 hours with you every other Wednesday. And then, even by myself, it's like once you get going, all that shit falls away. And it's just fun hanging out and having people come in and hang out with you. And it really is. It's just, I love it, man. I love it so much. That's why it's so hard for me to do normal videos because I love lives. Like, I love bouncing off of people you know,
Yeah.
seeing something and having to comment on it. It's like what I do at work. So it's easier for me to do lives than it is for me to do a normal video. So, but yeah. So I'm with you, Turk. Oh, Matthew, I'm sure.
Robo Skull is awesome. So Eric may put Destro in it. I think Destro would be good in there. So let's see. That's pretty slick. Put a speaker under his window last night and found a
Oh,
Santa
joke,
ho
man.
ho ho with jingle bells at midnight. Shot out of bed and was so excited. At midnight,
Oh,
shoot, he'd just be getting
that's
in bed.
right. That's great though. I used to have. I don't know about y'all out there too, but I used to have such a hard time going to bed. And my mom, would just, you gotta lay down, Santa's not gonna come, whatever. And I can't remember if I took like not Tylenol PM, but something, because I don't think they had Tylenol PM back then. But taking something, right? You try to drink some milk, whatever to relax. But I used to get so excited on Christmas Eve that I could not sleep. And it'd be like 12, 1 a.m. And I'd just be sitting there and I could hear movement out in the
Yeah,
hall,
that was the
in the,
worst.
in the front room. So you knew there was something going on, right? And man, it used to just drive me crazy back then. Yeah.
I never could. I never could fall asleep either. I always had a hard time. I mean, even back then, I
Oh
had
yeah.
trouble sleeping. But Christmas Eve, man, forget about it.
The
And,
excitement.
that not being able to sleep and staying up got the best of Pop Blender a few times because I'd call him at like 6 in the morning wanting to know what
Oh,
Santa
God
brought him,
bless
and
it.
he wasn't even up yet.
6 a.m. What did you get? What did you get? When we used to do that though, we called each other, and that was one of the things. After we got up and opened our presents, the first thing we do is jump on the phone. Back in the day, it was rotary, it was touch tone, right? It was cordless, but we would call each other, and be like, "What'd you get? What'd you get? Oh, I got the hydrofoil. Oh my god, I got the Mobat. Whatever, right? It's like, uh, man, God, that was so much fun. I got Legend of Zelda, the gold cartridge, Castlevania, whatever. Oh man, it's good
Yeah,
stuff.
man, it was good times, man. So Turk says really liking doing lives. Been on a couple of Shanes. Did my first today. Yeah, it's
It's great.
kind of addictive,
It'll
man.
hook you. It'll hook you, Turk. Like it will. You gotta be careful. Don't try to do
Chat.
three in a week like I do. It's a little hard to keep up with three in a week if it's not your full time job. If you actually have a
Chat.
job and it's
Yeah.
streaming, then great, and you're making money. But it's a little tough some weeks to go, oh God, I got 3 streams this week. And I actually have some
Yeah.
other shit to do, you know.
Yeah. I have
I'll
other
let you hit
things
that
going
one.
on.
Yeah, I'll let you hit that
So
one right there.
Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro says, Yo, it is no longer Christmas over there in Australia. It is early afternoon on the 26th over there. So we do have a special guest that just showed up that's ready to
Oh
come on.
shit. And
So,
freshly
yep.
shorn guest with a with
Let's,
a
uh,
with a lovely do. Lovely
uh,
do.
let's welcome from the great white north himself, Krampus El Crow.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Look
Happy
at
Christmas.
Merry
what's
Christmas,
up?
babe.
Merry
Good.
Christmas, man.
Is
I
this
love
stupid
it.
microphone working?
You
Yeah.
sound great.
Oh, good. That's
You
a
Yeah.
sound
that's the
great.
Christmas
Yeah.
miracle then.
God
So
bless us, everyone.
tell everybody where you're at, Crow. You traveled up there. You went somewhere else. So tell us a little bit about your Christmas.
So I'm about as close to the North Pole as any one of you want to get. I'm up in Edmonton, Alberta right now. Up visiting family with the mini crow, and up here for a little bit, and then we're going back to Ottawa. But it's all snow everywhere. What's it like down there? You guys got a lot of snow yet?
Gonna be
It was like
65 degrees the next 2 days.
it was like 62 today.
Low of 51.
This is why I keep friends in the South.
Yeah.
Give
It's
me
not
some
even
You're welcome.
sunshine.
smoke. It's not even smoke coming out of your mouth. It's cold air. It's your
It's
breath
just
and
cold.
smoke.
No, I'm in a heated garage right now.
Okay, okay, good, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I
It's
didn't know. Yeah,
we're doing this
Boxing
full
Day.
full Canadian thing, right? We're out in the
Right.
heated garage. There's people playing hockey in the streets.
Yeah, the Boxing Day is what I was going to mention because I thought that was the case, and I was
Yeah,
going to
that's
say
right.
it, but I didn't want to be wrong, so I was actually literally about to type it in and look it up, and then Crow came in. But I was actually going to look that up because I thought that was the case. So
Yeah. Happy Boxing Day. That's a big one
yes,
for that's a big one for you guys. Frank Dumont Hughes here. Merry 7's Wild Xmas. I can't believe I said that right. What's going on, Frank? So, Crow, you got any good Christmas stories from today? You're on giving or receiving anything? Anything crazy happened today?
um, Not crazy. It was just a nice family atmosphere, like you're hoping for, right? Everybody got up on their own time, had coffee. My kid's 13 now, right? So I think Pop, you can relate to that. It's not the
yeah.
same as when they're 7, right? So
It is different, and mine will be 17 in February. So
there you
even
go.
from that age to this age, it's even progresses even more so, where it's very different.
Yeah, you start celebrating every year just how more and more disconnected you are from your kid on certain levels, and Christmas is that one time where their feet are nailed to the floor and you get to experience them for a little bit, right? So
Yes, I will say, and you look, I'm fortunate, and I know it's not for this way for everyone. I hear Punk sometimes kind of talking, but man, I got to tell you, man, I take just a second to brag on my son. He is a fine young man. He is respectful. He is funny. Great sense of humor, but he has manners. He's and you can tell he's growing up. He wants to shave now. He's like, man, he shaved yesterday. He's like, well, I got some stubble. I should have shaved for Christmas. I'm like, dude, you're good, man. But it's like you see that growing up phase, and it reminds you of yourself. But I'm so fortunate, man. Like I'm telling you, my son is just a great kid, and I can tell he's going to be a very very good man. I just can see it. But so I just want to take a second to brag on that. But I'm with you, Crow. It's
no, you're
interesting
not. No,
as
you're
they
not.
grow up.
Everything you just said that you have a complete opposite experience. Own your shit.
You guys want to see? You guys want to see something funny? Go. Pop was talking about him growing up and watching him grow up and how fast it's going and all this. So
Mhm.
his sister loves mules. Sent me this. She found in her pictures. So
Oh
this is
gosh,
me.
holding him. He's
That's
Oh
passing
me
out in
wow.
your
holding.
lap.
Yeah, not right.
Wow. Funny how
Um,
fast time flies by, though, man. And Crow, obviously, especially when you have a kid, you just see it in real time, right? It's like just all of a sudden you're just like, holy shit, it's been 10 years, it's been 13 years. Uh, but, uh, but yeah, go on. I didn't want to step on your toes, buddy. My bad. I didn't want to step on your toes as far as you talking about with the kid and everything.
Oh, no, that was pretty much it. I mean, you're spending time with the kid, but I'm also getting to spend time with my mom and her
Yeah.
husband. I don't get to see them very much too. So it's like, it's that generational thing, right? One parent going,
Yes.
"Oh, that's what it's like." Oh, the other saying, now you find out, right? So it's
Okay, you nailed that, dude. Because
yeah.
I've heard that so many times. Oh, now you know what I went through. All the yeah.
Mhm.
It is funny, but it's true. And is no matter how things change,
Yeah.
they still stay the same, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much they change, things are still the
Mhm.
same. Those experiences, anyway.
and that's indeed
Mhm.
playing with my current Joes in the middle of the night, wondering with anticipation who was going to join the squad in the morning, talking about being up Christmas Eve.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those nights, like I said earlier, about playing in front of the fireplace, at your house, Three Star, and we had our blue light lamp, even we do the blue light, moonlight stuff. But yeah, the anticipation for Christmas, and even look, even at 17, my son had it last night. He said he's like, I can't wait till tomorrow. We eat breakfast and everybody comes over, and he's like, I can't wait to see what I'm getting, and it's not that it's all about that, but I still appreciate that, right? Because he knows he's getting some stuff. He knows he's getting some stuff, right? He's getting hooked up.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That anticipation. So,
Yep.
Joe fans that I live by myself, I only see my son every couple of weeks, so it's nice to interact with. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
I get my son every other weekend too. I do, but
and that's going to be
so
me
I
too.
get
So
it. I get
yeah.
it. Yeah, it's tough, but one thing I will say about that, because I've been doing it for basically most of his whole life since he was about 1.5 or so. Is that I picked a job, or maybe the job picked me, but it gave me a lot of flexibility so that I could be available all the time, right? So, off on the weekends, so I don't have to worry about that. Um, Flexible that if there's a concert, a band concert, a little graduation, this or that, I could make it, right? Didn't have to worry. Maybe I could switch a shift with somebody. And I chose that path at maybe some sacrifice for my own personal gain in other ways, but it's because I wanted to make sure I was available. And so I think that's the most important thing, being available, even if it's every other weekend, and things are copacetic with the ex,
Mhm.
then it's not just every other weekend. It can be in the middle, other times, during the summer, all kinds of stuff. It's about being available. And that's one thing I wanted to be, was available for
Yeah,
sure.
and I mean, it doesn't. You got to have. I mean, I think you're fortunate enough. It's from the sounds of it, you've got a pretty cooperative ex that makes that
Yeah, yeah.
easily enabled, right?
I have to say, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. So
and
I am very fortunate.
that's where I found myself this year. My ex went to her home city, and it wasn't even a debate. She was like, "You could take Emerson to your mom's, right, for Christmas,"
Yeah,
and I thought
yep,
that
yep,
was
yep.
pretty nice to make that easy, right? And next year it'll go
Yeah.
the other way, but I
Right,
mean, it
right.
gets harder when you're fighting for that stuff, I'm sure.
Yes, it does. It does, and we alternated, for many years. But as he got
Mhm.
older, it was kind of like, hey, he's going to make his own decision. Where does he want to go? Who does he want to spend spring break with? Who does he want to spend Christmas break with? Who does he, whatever it is, the summer, you name it. Unless that stuff is court ordered and all that kind of crap, and it is. It's sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
Mhm.
But as they get older, they do start to want to make their own decisions. Who do they gravitate towards? You know, and my son would probably hang out in my back pocket every day if it was up to him. And that sounds goofy, but like that's how we've been for years. It's
Mhm.
just he follows me around the house. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. He's like, oh, I was just following you. I'm like, well, I got to shut the door. It's like, I can't, yeah. But
It's
he
like a
So
does.
it's
cat. He'll stand there and smack at the bottom of the door and talk
I'm
to you.
telling you, he will. He will put all of a sudden there's fingers under the door, and I'm like, I'm in the bathroom, or a note slides under there, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing, man? Like, but it's
pa-
hilarious. It really is.
pass me a roll of toilet paper and a pen. I'm going to write you something about boundaries here.
Yeah, I know, right? But the thing of it is, as goofy as it is, it cracks me up. It cracks me
Yeah.
up because he's literally just following me around the house, and I walk downstairs, he'll follow me downstairs. I turn around, go back upstairs, he'd follow me back upstairs. He still does it. It's just so funny.
Mhm.
But I love it, and so yeah, it's very fortunate. And loves mules is right. He's a caring young man and seemingly getting more and more mature by the
Mhm.
day. But
Yeah,
I'll
he
jump
was
off
cracking
that.
me up
Hey,
talking about shaving today. I'm like, "Phew,
yeah, Shay, the whole 9 yards. Looky who stopped in the chat.
there he is,
Woody.
Santa
Nice.
Yeah,
Claus
let's talk about
himself."
you today. Let's talk about you today, man.
Yeah,
How
we were
freaking
telling stories
awesome you
about
are, and all the freaking pickups you get, and surprises, basically. Surprises.
Pretty
It's
yeah.
great.
sure Woody has sent several Hasbro employees' children to college.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Oh, what's happening, Woody, man? Merry Christmas. Hope y'all
Yeah,
have had a
Merry
good one.
Christmas,
You got
man.
looks
Sure.
like you got about 52 minutes left on Christmas up there. So
Oh
Merry
yeah, we got
Christmas.
a couple hours about basically.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
listen, guys. It is Christmas night, and I just wanted to jump in and say Merry Christmas to you guys and to all your friends in the chat and anybody watching on the replay squad. But I,
Heck
I
yeah.
can't stick around. It's family time, and that's got to be something I take the most of right this. So
Hey,
I,
man.
Oh yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
but you guys are
Yep.
YouTube fam, and I had to spend a little bit of time saying hi to you guys for sure. And I'll let you guys get right back at it.
All
It's
right.
all
Thanks for
good,
coming by,
buddy.
Crow. I'm glad
Thank
you
you,
popped in,
man.
man. Man, Merry
All right.
Christmas.
And the rest of you guys, don't forget to hit that like button before I leave. See ya. Bye.
Love him.
Yeah.
You gotta love
Oh,
that.
funny.
You gotta love that our Canadian friend slipping in here. And it is important, man. Like, not everybody maybe does what we do, which a lot of it is in the morning, and then you kind of go maybe somewhere else for a little while. Then you do have the rest of your night free. For some people, they
Yeah.
travel and you're there, and you've got to be present, man. And I appreciate that. I do. Everybody's got a totally different holiday, totally different situation, right? And
Absolutely.
and so yeah, it's great. Sean Jones just dropped in here real quick. What's
What's
up?
going
Merry
on,
Christmas,
Sean?
Sean.
How you doing,
Um,
man? We got somebody else gonna pop in and join us. So we got one out and one in. We'll just
holy moly!
said hi to this guy. So all the way across the other side of the planet. What's up, Frostbite? How you doing, buddy?
What's up,
What's cracking?
Frosty? Yee-hee.
What's happening?
How you doing?
Just
Good.
chilling, man. How's Boxing Day going? It's early in the day though, right? So
No, it's 1500 on
so
26th.
yeah, so two. Yep.
Three.
Right? Three.
Three.
Three. Okay. Tell I've never been in the military. So you got anything going on? You doing anything today for Boxing Day?
No,
What'd you do for Christmas?
we made that mistake of going to the shops, but we did a quick trip, and because I don't know if you guys know, but Boxing Day is probably the biggest sales event of the Australian year.
Okay. I knew it was
Really?
big. I didn't realize it was that.
I didn't know
cheap.
that either. I did not.
Yeah. So a lot of people wait until Boxing Day to go and buy something. So
Okay.
my daughter, we went and got her a new phone and just traded in her phone, and she took all of her money that was saved up, and we went and sorted it out today. So
Nice. I hope she didn't
Nice.
get an iPhone. I hope she got an Android.
no, it's an iPhone.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed.
Another one bites the dust. I'm
Another one
excited
bites
for
the
her,
dust.
but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's all good,
It's good.
It is. It's all good.
so did you guys have a have a good Christmas, Frostbite? Everything go good?
Yeah, everything was perfect. We just got up like you guys. Well, Pop, you'd appreciate this when you have a teenager. You're not waking up at 5 or 6 in the morning on Christmas Day. It
No.
then becomes 8 or 9 in the morning.
Yes, if even later, if it was up to
Yeah.
him, up to mine, it would be later. I had to wake him up 3 times to get out of bed, actually. But you're right. I appreciate that. It does change. It does change.
So we got out of bed, all got out of bed around 8:30, and we lazily opened all the presents. We had breakfast. The missus' parents come over for lunch, and then we sat down and had drinks. And my wife and I and our 2 daughters all played the new Mario Party together for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I've heard it's fantastic. I watched a video on it just 2 days ago.
It's good.
2 days. Yep, I heard it's great.
That's a good time. Like, if something the family can sit down and do, and everybody do that together. Like, I can't even imagine that. Like when I, growing up with like my mom or my dad sitting down and play a video game with me. Because times have changed, but it's just an awesome dynamic.
Because
the
we've
hilarious
grown
thing
up.
is my daughters are really good at Mario games, and we played 2 games, and I won 1, and the missus won 1.
Oh wow! I mean, we've grown up with video games though, and so it is different now, right? It's not a foreign thing to us. Even something like virtual reality, if you've used a controller, then you have thumbsticks. So to move your character, even in VR, you naturally understand, okay, well, I can't just walk into the wall. I
Yeah.
have to move. Well, okay, I use the thumbstick, right? It's not
Yeah.
foreign to us. And so it is interesting. That is one of those things that, yeah, the generational gap, that is a huge thing when it comes to video
Yeah.
games and understanding, growing up with a controller in your hands, right? Knowing what that feels like. Yeah, that's so I remember, I think it was Christmas, it might have been a birthday. You brought your Quest 2 over, 3-star, and I had mine, and we put it on my sister and my mom. And my sister the whole time looked like a T-Rex because she was scared to reach her arm out and use it to grab stuff in VR. And she just the whole time was like, I don't know what can I do that? And I don't know what to do. And I'm like, no, reach your arm out like normal, grab the trigger, right, and grab it. But not for her, she didn't play video games, so not growing up with a controller, understanding how the motion and that kind of stuff really kind of works. She was though, and my mom, of course, bless her heart, at 70, whatever she was, 71 or 2, it was like, that's a complete foreign experience, right?
We were trying
it's
to
just like
explain it, like
explain it.
what it was and what it could do, and so I got his mom because she loves to travel. Like she goes everywhere whenever she can. They got a big trip coming up next year.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay. I was like, let me figure out a way to do this. I said, how would you like to see the cathedral in Notre Dame? And this was, of course,
Right.
before it burned up, it was, the
Yeah.
old one. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, hold on and I'll take you to the cathedral. And I put it on her and got it set up and had it set where all she had to do was hit the button or whatever. And it was just a 3D
Look
virtual,
around,
video,
right?
look around, and goes up, and then it goes up through the cathedral and goes up and goes outside up the spire. And she was like, oh, this is awesome. She's like, this is amazing. I can't believe they can do this. It's like you're there, but they couldn't. When we were kids, man, trying to even like get them to play with a 2-button controller was unheard of.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But being a parent now, it's like, yeah, let's jump into some Helldivers too, or let's jump into whatever it is, right? Multiplayer game, or just play a game and whatever. That generational gap, especially now, like yourself, and me and other people in here. Yeah, it's like, that you can actually play video games or have fun with it. You know what you're doing. And so when y'all are playing Mario Party as a family, you can be competitive, right? You can be competitive in the game because you know what you're doing.
I think we were, like, our generation was weirdly the best generation to be trained during their entire lifetime to adapt to something new. Like we got everything from Pong to the internet to iPods to iPhones.
A lot of changes quickly, right?
We know how to adapt with change.
That's true. It's very true. Things were very very samey, and then I remember even growing up, like I said earlier, we had a rotary phone, right? Still at the house with, other things like that, technology that now has kind of died off. But it's like since 2000, or even, let's say the 90s, but really in the last 25 years, things have progressed so quickly, so fast. And so I'm still somewhat, for me, in that in-between phase where I'll be 50 this upcoming year. And so it's like, there's some things that I still remember, still used and had. And then there's some new things that I'm not quite as hip on, maybe, right? Or maybe apps or social media stuff. So for me, it's almost kind of a little bit in that in-between phase. But really, in the last 25 years or so, things have progressed and only continue to speed up, right? Just gotten faster and faster. And so kids now growing up with this stuff, I can't even imagine what it's like to grow up in the world today being really super prepared for about anything, at least from a technology standpoint, a video game standpoint, from your phone, you name it. I can see why people that are of a certain age still struggle with their iPhone, still struggle trying to mess around with, certain functions and options and stuff like that. I can fully understand that. Even though they have one, they don't know how to explore everything it can do. Right.
We saw some of that today, I believe.
Saw some of that today.
That'd be a good segue into that story.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Say what's up to Shane, Same Time Toys. What's up,
Yeah.
man? How you doing? And
just while I'm on that, Pop, I think too, it wasn't just the fact that we had all that exposure to, new stuff all the time, but like we were the generation, I don't know about you guys, but in Australia, we were the generation that our parents, like, not that they didn't care, but if we were still riding our bikes at 7 at night, we just had to be home when the dark started.
Yeah, that's true. So, very true.
Like, if we couldn't work something out, no one was going to help us. So we had to work shit out.
That's true. Yeah. It was very latchkey kid. Parents, divorce was very common. At least
that's
over
what we
here.
were before they coined Gen X. We were latchkey kids.
Yeah, latchkey kids. It means you had a house key, and when you got off the bus, you were left to your own devices until your parents got home at 5:30 or 6 p.m. after working their 8 to 5, 9 to 5. And so you just had to figure shit out on your own. And that goes into what you're saying. You're right. Yeah. You just had to figure it out on your own. Loves Mules. We had an Atari. That's my sister, by the way. Frostbite loves Mules. And so we had an Atari 2600 and then a 5200, which was a terrible console. And by the time Nintendo came around, she was already like driving and stuff. You know what I'm saying? She was already well on her way. So, but yeah, we had the Atari 2600, man, and we used to play that joystick, that shitty wood grain panel looking thing.
Have you seen the retro one? There's a retro one that's got all three of the Atari systems. It's like $70, man.
Yeah.
So I was just laughing at Same Time Toys comment. You have a collect call.
Oh, collect calls. Yeah, collect calls. You'd go to a payphone and try to, it's like, before cell phones. Even when cell phones became prominent, there were still payphones, but they started to go up in price. They went from 25 to 35 to 50. And a lot of times you pull up to one and somebody ripped the handle off and everything, so you couldn't even use it. Yeah, it's like, man, son of a bitch, and that one. Yeah, that one comment that you had starred 3 stars. Sorry, yeah. Saw a funny joke about how hard video games were to beat when we were kids. Yeah, they were, and I will say there were maybe some very basic difficulty options, but overall, the developer put the game out, and it was what it was. And if you couldn't beat it, then you couldn't beat it. But you had to figure it out. Even if you got a copy of Nintendo Power and they had the whole map in there, you still had to play it and beat it. And now there's so many options in video games that you can just play story mode, and you don't even have to do the puzzles or do the combat. You just punch one button. But back in the day, hell yeah, them Nintendo games were hard as shit, man. This is some hard games.
No saves.
Or you had to write the 32 character password down, and it was uppercase, lowercase, and numbers. And some of them you couldn't tell if it was a uppercase I or the letter L, a lowercase L, or maybe what I'm talking about.
Zero.
This shit was crazy, man. It's crazy. Beat me going to the mall, Wraithmation. Carrying a damn pager around. Did you have a pager, Frosty?
No.
Oh, boy.
That's kind of surprising.
I had a pager, and I worked for the mayor's office of emergency management in Nashville, Tennessee. And I had one of the most advanced pagers you could have. It had all kinds of functions on it, and it had weather alerts. It had all kinds of crazy shit. Nobody had a pager like this. I was working for the mayor's office. It was an emergency office. And I was terrible at that job. It was not. That's not a job I should have been in. But anyway, and I'll never forget hanging out with my friends and getting drunk one night, and then all of a sudden we got flash flooding. And it's like 3 a.m. and they're paging me in. They're like, all employees to the emergency operations center now. And I'm drunk as shit. And I had to drive to a windowless, bomb proof building here in Nashville, which is where the emergency operations center was. And I walked in that door on bourbon and Mary Jane, and I was in there answering phone calls, trying to direct people, like I was trying to direct. This is awful. I was trying to direct people to use boats using boats to go rescue people. They're like, our power's
Wow.
out and my grandmother uses oxygen. We need a boat. And I'm like, I have to call somebody. And I was like, all right, you got to go to 2417 Fisker Street. I mean, dude, it was awful. And I was like, I felt so bad, but I was so drunk. And I finally, after about an hour, I was like, look, here's the deal. I know I'm on call. I do not need to be here. Like, this is not a good idea. And obviously they could tell and probably smell me. And they sent me home, and I'm so glad because it was like that was one of the worst experiences of my life. I'm like, this is flash flooding. This is a serious situation, and I'm on call on my own time, and you were on call all the time. Some jobs they're
Yeah.
like you're on call on Thursday and Friday, and you're like, okay, I better take it easy on Thursday, Friday. No, you were on call 24 hours a day, so even if you weren't at work, you could get called in. And man, that was, oh my God. And that pager went off, and I'm sitting there chugging a Miller Lite, and I'm like, uh-oh. And my buddy Brian's like, what's up, man? And I'm like, I got to go into work. It's like, this is terrible.
And I
Oh
know
my God.
Brian, and I could picture Brian's face.
Oh,
like,
yeah. They were like, are
sucks
you
for you.
serious? And I was hammered, dude. But a long story just to say that yes, it was one of the most advanced pagers you could have. But no one died that night. Just so everybody knows, it was I got boats to where they were supposed to go. All right, lay off me.
Son of a crayon slayer
Terrible.
said he had the Zach Morris phone.
Yeah, that Zach Morris phone was crazy.
I tell you what, man, I wish I still had. I didn't have one of them. I did have one in '95, but they had advanced past the big brick. But I tell you what, I wish
Brent.
I had one of those.
Yeah, I mean, Brent
Just
came
for
out
nostalgia.
with
It would
some
come out in the late
models.
'80s.
Yeah, I had a
But
voice activated Sprint phone that you try to talk into and tell it who to call, and it didn't understand you.
no, the voice recognition was not what it is
Terrible.
today, and
It's
honestly,
terrible.
it can't understand me that well today.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
you want to talk about you want to tell the story about the phone
Cards.
that we were talking about? Yeah, this is a funny story.
Oh, the
And
cards.
I
Is that
hope
what
they
you're talking
turn
about?
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
talk about the phone. It kind of goes into it, kind of segues into
well,
each other.
I mean, yeah, in a way, but I mean, as far as which phone? Wait, I want to make sure I've got my P's and Q's here,
So,
or my I's and
so
T's.
I was gonna tell about the calendars and how that whole mishap came to be.
Okay.
That was the phone story I was talking about. But
Okay.
if you've got it'll be better coming from you, but if you got another one, tell that one
Well,
too.
I was just going to tell about the cards. About the cards, I'll let you
Okay.
tell. I was going to say about the cards. So I mentioned earlier, Frostbite. This is pretty funny. So, so I went and bought a Christmas card for my mom and wrote like a really nice, note in it. It's been a tough year this year, and but I went and picked up this card. I thought, man, this is a great card. It kind of says everything that I want to say, and I put my own note in it. And so last night, my sister came up from where she lives to have dinner for Christmas Eve. And so we're like looking, messing around, joking around, and I have all my cards out, all my gift cards, all my cards. I'm trying to fill out all the envelopes, get it all together for this morning and all that stuff. And she, across the room, happens to see this card. And she looks at me and she goes, "What? What is that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what is that?" And she's like, what is that card? Is that mine?" And I'm like, "Yours? What do you mean? Like, I just bought it. I got it like earlier today. I think it was, yeah." And she's like, she got the same card from my mom. And we had no communication of this. Now, the chances of that happening, as many Christmas cards that are out there and all the
Out of a
places you
seat
could go
card.
to, it's literally the same card. And what's so funny is today, and we kept it because I was like, "Oh, this is going to be funny," is when my mom got her cards today and she opened one of them up, the envelope was like a gold brown or kind of like yellowish brown color.
Like
And
that
then
early
she's,
80s earth tone yellow that was on all
she's,
the envelopes.
so she had read one, which was my sister's, and then she looked and she saw the same envelope color, and she's like, "Wait a
Right.
minute, is this the same? Is this the same card?" And we were like, "What are you talking about?" And it was the same card. I'm like, "What are the chances that my sister and I live 50 minutes apart, so we
Mm.
don't shop at the same places, would end up at the same place in two different towns and buy the same card for my mom?" And and what's even greater is my mom has bought my sister a daughter Christmas card the last 3 years, but it's the same card and she didn't even know it.
Right.
She
This
gave
is
my
a good
sister
card. She
the
keeps picking
same
it.
card 3 years in a row, and it's been the same card, and she didn't even know that she had bought it the year before and the year before that.
That's that vibe, right? You just like the same thing. You just keep going back.
Yes, it's like what? And it's so funny because I can totally understand. I would forget the
Yeah, I mean,
card that I
unless it was
bought.
just some
And-
amazingly
Oh, that's right. No, it's
spectacular,
the four. She
funny.
has four of them in a row. So 4 years in a row, my sister's gotten the same daughter Christmas card.
So what you
It's so
need
awesome.
to do now is when you go and you find a card that you like to give her,
Buy a
you just
bunch of
buy
them.
6 or 7 of them
Yes.
and
By
and
heaps.
and put them somewhere that you know you're going to remember where they're at, and then you've
I'd
got it.
go.
And
I'd go a step beyond that and just go that hard, buy about 20 of them, hand them out to the entire family, and get everyone to send them in.
well,
Dude.
they couldn't say mother though. It would have to be
No, but you can
Yeah.
always cross it out.
Right. But I
yeah,
mean,
just
dude,
as a known
it's
in
so
joke.
funny. That
Yeah.
card though, it's like mom, and I'm like, "Oh man, I got this card and it's really nice. I think it's gonna say exactly what I want." And my sister got the same damn card. I'm like, what are the chances of that happening? And they both came from the same place, but they just came from two different locations. I find that fascinating. As many
Yeah.
cards that are out there, what are the chances in the same family grabbing the same damn card?
And they're literally, he's right, the two stores, because I know where they got them. It's a grocery store. They're probably 50
Oh my God.
55 miles apart, and there's probably 10 other locations between
Yes.
them. But that's
It's
great.
unbelievable, man. Oh my God.
That was
So
funny.
did you boys get what you wanted for Christmas?
Oh, come on, man. It's always ridiculous. It just is. It's, above and beyond. And I don't mean that as in like everybody's rich or they have a bunch of money. It's not like that at all. But it's just that this is a holiday, to be quite honest, with my family, where people do like to try to maybe go out of their way to I say spend more money. I don't mean it like that, but just be more thoughtful maybe. My mother being really good at it, or creative, right? Stuff
Yeah.
like that. And And so we've always been like that, and I know it's not, for everyone that's not the case, right? But we've been very fortunate through the years to, people just in our family have gone out of their way and make sure that you get, what you wanted, and, hey, make a list, or just, do as much as they can. It's some years it's been way more than it should be. Uh, but by no means are we come from any families that are like, rich or, anything of that nature. It's just this is a holiday that our family likes to definitely give and enjoy family, and enjoy people opening things and getting what they really like, and it's fun. It's really fun.
And everybody has an idea of, at least an idea of what everybody else likes. So if you
Yeah.
don't have something specific, you're gonna get a gift card that you can use. We
Yeah,
get
especially now.
yeah. So we will get gift cards for like gas station or a grocery store that has gas pumps,
Okay.
stuff that you've got to get, and that will go away towards, buying next week's groceries or getting, a few bucks worth
Yeah.
of gas. A meal, fast food gift card or something is something that you're going to use. And then obviously if something specific, you'll get, you might get whatever, that you're into if they know. But everybody's usually really, really, well, always really generous. So we are fortunate that we do have family that likes to do that. So what about you? Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah. I got the 1989 Batman cowl.
Hell
Oh,
yes.
you got that? I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, baby. I
That's
love
beautiful.
that. That's great.
Have you put
That's
it on?
great.
No, I haven't taken it out of the box yet. One of my channel members is when he saw the picture, is like, "Oh man, open that up on the channel." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that."
Because you've got several of those, the masks. You like the replica masks.
I like the helmets. Yeah, I've got that. That's the
awesome.
Halo one behind me.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yep.
And you've
Love it.
got didn't you get you've got one or two others, don't you?
Yeah, I've got my daughter works at one of the shops over here that you can buy all that stuff from. So I get a bit of a discount, bit of a family discount. So I've just been one by one getting ones that I like. So
Yeah.
That's awesome though, man. Yeah,
always
dude.
helps.
Yeah. That's super cool, especially that cow. Oh hell yeah. Now, problem is, are you gonna be able to move your neck in it? Can you turn your head?
I actually don't think I'll fit into it. I need
Really?
to check to see. I don't know if it's actually meant to be worn, but it does say it's a one-to-one version.
Oh,
So,
okay.
size.
I've
I
always
got the
thought,
feeling it's a display piece only.
I've often thought about like grabbing a mannequin head or something, a mannequin, and and having something, right, a mask or something like that where you could put it on a mannequin, or at least the top half, torso, something like that. That would be cool to have, like if you're into collecting, headpieces or stuff like that, to be able to have a couple or a few of them behind you on a display, whatever, if you stream or this and that, or just to have them, period, right? Doesn't matter. I've often thought how cool that would be to have that. I think that'd be great.
I don't have anywhere to put them. I love them. I like the helmets and the replicas and stuff. I don't have anywhere to put them. You talk about eating up some space,
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Those things will eat some space up. So
it's been on my to-do list for a couple of months now to design the helmet holders that sit on the wall.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like it's got kind of it's like an arm and just kind of has like a thing in it that fits so that you can put the helmet right over it and it just stays stable like that. Yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Damn. Eric, that's a compliment if I've ever. I think so.
Well, that has to be a compliment coming from a chef, right? Because
Yes,
chefs
Yeah,
love fat men.
that's
yes,
right.
that's right.
Yeah.
You're his best guest, my friend.
That's
You are
it.
his best guest. If you guys could give me a couple minutes, I'll be right back. If
Okay.
that's okay with
I do
y'all.
have to take off in about 10 minutes.
Okay, no,
I'm
I got you.
dropping some toys down at a local shop. Someone's buying some toys. So,
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
All right,
Go. Make that money.
make that
Yeah.
money, baby.
Make it
it's,
back.
I'm at that point of toy collecting now, 3-star, where, because, your first phase is like, oh my God, I've got to have all that shit.
Yeah.
And now I'm at that phase of, geez, I got to get rid of some of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to cycle through it. I have a
Yeah.
hard time doing that. I know what you mean. I have a hard time doing that with, like I don't throw anything away. Like I keep
Yeah.
boxes. I keep so much stuff that I shouldn't. I've got the box for my PS3 downstairs, and it
Wow.
and it broke years ago. So
Mm.
I just like holding on to that stuff. So when
Yeah.
it comes to stuff that I collect and I buy it for a reason because I like it or whatever, I have a hard time letting go of it because I really need to do that with a few things too.
Yeah.
But I envy people that are able to cycle stuff in and out that way because, man, I am not able to. I can't do it. So you're going to make some room. You're going to be able to make some good room out of it.
Yeah, not much. Like this, I've sold about, I think, 10 pieces over the last couple of days. So, it doesn't really give you much room, but you get a bit of money back to spend on something else, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's just, to keep the cycle going, to put that back into something else. That's what Wraith makes right here. That's what he did. Sold half his collection. And you mean in 2024? You mean? He sold a bunch of legions, right? It was legions that you sold, right? To start getting your some of your Warhammer stuff. And he sold a whole bunch of that stuff and drove, what was it, Wraith, like 8 hours to the buyer and drove it all down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's king.
He sold a lot of stuff. So man, I'd have such a hard time doing that, but I probably need to. So that's good, man. You're gonna have to go back out and fight the crowds. Will it be crowded at the store?
Just down the road, just at my local shops. So I like that as a meeting place rather than just giving my address out to every guy. So
yeah, or a parking lot. Like you try to pick somewhere that's populated or lit or whatever. But you don't ever know. People are crazy, especially over here. I don't think you guys have quite the issue over there that we have over here. But people over here, man, they're kind of wild. So I meet I'll meet people at the police station sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, no, I mean, we don't like go in and put our feet up or anything, but yeah, they actually the police station in my little town, they've got an area for transactions outside.
That's fascinating.
There's a lot of them around here that have started doing that because there were so many instances of people getting jacked when they go to make some kind of, a toy deal or sell a DVD player or whatever the hell it is. So a lot of police stations over here actually made designated areas to do that. I sold an Xbox Series X, I think, last year, and I met them there at the police station because they were kind of hesitant, like I was. I'm legit, but how about meeting at the police station? And they got camera right there on it under a light. So
that's great.
About that. So Ray says Marvel Legends classified, all other stuff, about 14K of stuff to John. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You sold that to him. 9 hours there, 9 hours back in 2 days. Woo.
That's huge.
Oh, he cheats. His brother's a state trooper, so he gets his badge. That's the way to go right there if you're gonna do it. You don't get any better than that. Unless you get somebody that he don't get along with pulls you over, I guess. Oh, so you got any since you're cycling that through, you got your eye on anything? You got that money allotted?
I've got a there's a guy I did a video with recently. He's one of my plastic crack suppliers. So I'll tell you, that's my toy suppliers.
Yeah.
I'm not into drugs. And he's got a piece up at the moment, and he's got two pieces. One's a blue snaggletooth vintage Star Wars. So that's rare.
That's a good piece, yeah.
And then the other piece he's got right now, and I'm very tempted to drop the hammer, is it's the mail away 12-figure stand that was the first thing to come out for Star Wars.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's a plastic stand, and it's got a whole bunch of pegs on it that the first 12 figures can stand on, and it's got a backdrop. And he's got that with an acrylic case that fits it perfectly. So super close to dropping the hammer.
That'd be both of those would be a good pickup. I know that blue snaggletooth, I know you don't see them very often. And no, I don't know if I've seen the stand or not. Maybe I have at some point, but I don't recall it. But that would be, if it's from the first 12, that'd be a good piece to have.
Well, it was the first thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in chat, from memory, it's when they started this line, you could mail away and get this thing, and they didn't have the figures at that time. They just had this stand. This was the first thing ever released for the kind of Star Wars line.
So it was the stand for the early bird then with the
it was the early bird. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have seen that then. Yeah, that'd be a good piece to pick up, man. Those things don't come around very often. Those early birds, you don't see them much.
And this guy, like this dealer of mine, he's 1,000% trustworthy. So
yeah,
it's one thing to have things pop up, but it's another thing to know that you're buying from a reputable seller. That if you find out later it's fake, you can take it straight back and he'll refund you.
Yeah. Oh, that always makes a difference when you're dealing with somebody that and is not super shady or anything. Yeah, that always helps. So, well, good, man. You have to. I'm sure if you pick either one of those, you'll be doing a video on either of those. Those are good picks.
Yeah. I've been chucking a lot of that stuff onto the channel membership because I found like my channel, people seem to love the little story things I do, but not so much, the weird little openings that I do. So I've just been putting a lot of that opening stuff into the channel membership, and that way people, they don't have to watch it. They can, and it doesn't affect my ratings or anything like that, the algorithm. Yeah. So it's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a huge thing, actually, right?
Joe Fan 84, gentlemen, I have to get up at 6 a.m. for work. Got to run. Merry Christmas and good night. So same to you. Thank you for tuning in, man. I hope you've had a Merry Christmas. We're probably not going to go too much longer and hop off, get some sleep. And
it's been a long it is a long day, y'all. It is funny though. I didn't get to bed until, gosh, it was probably 3:30 my time, and I got up at 7 a.m. and to help cook breakfast. And so, I'm actually running on about maybe 3.5 hours of sleep, maybe 4 at the most. And I'm on fumes, but hey, I'm a trooper, baby.
So the shelf that I've got in the living room that's got the Indiana Jones figures and
absolutely
little Star Wars and stuff on it. So,
yes.
Last night I knew I had to go to bed. I couldn't stay up, the late as I usually do. So Eric will enjoy this. So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching Christmas Vacation because I always end my Christmas movies with Christmas Vacation. It don't matter
Right.
if I've watched it 0
Love
or
it.
6 times. I end with Christmas Vacation. So I was watching it and I'd taken my sleep stuff and I was sitting on the couch and I started nodding off and somewhere along the part where the cat gets electrocuted. So, and I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I need to finish this and I can't do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to finish watching it tomorrow. So got up, turned the TV off and whatever. It hadn't been that long since I'd taken Pretzel out. So went in my bathroom in my room, turned the light on so I could turn off the lights in the living room. And I'm like, I'm out of it. And I turn that lamp off and I've got it on a smart plug. So I reach down and click the physical button on the smart plug. And I turn around and I don't know. I didn't almost like fall or anything. I think I just turned around quickly and I kind of stumbled. I wasn't like drunk or anything. I was sleepy. And I was like, oh, and kind of stumbled over and caught myself against that damn shelf.
Oh no.
And half
No.
of everything on that shelf just wobbled and everything went it just all fell over. And I mean it's probably more than half of everything on that shelf, but nothing
nothing
fell
hit
off.
the floor.
Nothing fell off. It just fell
Oh,
over.
that's great.
So
That's
I
great.
got lucky. But tell you what, those Indiana Jones figures are pretty damn durable because they don't stand worth a shit.
They actually they
they've
are
fallen.
they are durable though. That's one thing I did like. The one I bought was just the Club Obi-Wan with the
Yeah.
white suit. That's the one I really, really wanted. I haven't gotten any of the others of that indie line, but I did like that one in particular. But yeah, that's good, dude. You at least survived maybe what could have been a catastrophe. Yeah, baby.
Is that the new one or is that the
Yeah,
the
new one.
vintage? Okay.
I don't have any
Cool.
I
vintage
can't
US
tell.
guys.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
What
they're really
they are.
good.
Yeah.
So
I like 'em.
Wraith Mace says that he's got a fix for any figures you have that don't stand. And what would that fix be?
Is it super glue?
Hey, nah, he's gonna say magnets. Them little tiny magnets.
Little
That's I
tiny
already know.
magnets.
Yeah.
And then what was that one, Eric? Anybody buying pops? Are we talking about what
Funko,
pops are we talking?
I'm sure.
Funkos?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've bought one Funko Pop, and it was a Cara Dune Funko Pop because when Gina Carano got fired, there was a scramble for the Black Series Cara Dune figures and whatever because she was getting scrubbed. They actually thought she was going to get scrubbed from the lore. So there was this character that they had included in 2 seasons of Mandalorian and were literally planning her to be the star of her own show.
Spinoff.
And when they fired her, there was a scramble, and the value of those Gina Carano figures, those Cara Dune figures, skyrocketed through the roof. And so I was like, I got to get my hands on something. And because it was overnight, the value skyrocketed. And I found a Cara Dune figure at a GameStop, and I bought it because I was like, this might be worth $170 tomorrow. And here we are a few years later, and that's probably really not so much the case. As a matter of fact, it's probably worth maybe the same amount I paid for it, which is probably $20.
If you're lucky.
If I'm
If
lucky.
you're lucky.
Yeah. But it was funny how that happened. And but that's the only Funko that I've ever actually bought for myself. I am jealous of that Cobra Commander and the Fang there. Hold it a different way because the light's kind of shining on it there. There you go. Just shove it right. Shove it right in the camera, baby. It looks great. Oh, baby, that looks fantastic. Yes, work it, work it. What are you digging up, Frosty? You're digging something up. I know you are.
I've got Like, I have a lot of pops. I'm not afraid to say that because I bought them a long time ago.
No, that's cool. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Don't
I
buy
just,
any now.
yeah.
But I have probably about 4 that are very treasured to me. 3 of them, you're gonna laugh. They're the TLC Waterfalls chase figures.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
see-through blue versions,
Yes.
like they're dancing on the waterfalls.
That's pretty wild.
Now, the last one, I'll grab it for you. That's what I was looking for.
Todd C, by the way, yeah, my inner scalper. You guys just got shown the inner scalper in me.
So that's what the waterfalls one looks like.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen those. Yep.
And then this is one of my most treasured ones because it cracks me up.
Whoa. Wow. Glowing Mr. Burns. That's pretty funny.
I bring you
That's
peace
funny.
and love. He brings us peace and
Wow.
love. Break his knees.
Yes, of course, because Mr. Burns is all about peace and love.
He's the alien. That's what he's
Yeah.
the alien with Fox
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah. That's
Mulder and
awesome.
Scully.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it
I
was great.
remember it was about 2016, and I was doing a helping with a remodel of a retail slash pop culture store. Basically, it's like they had a
Yeah.
T-shirt wall that had 100 something T-shirts on. It was awesome. It was and a big store, and it had albums, vinyl, right, and cassette tapes. Even they had all kinds of stuff. And they had the biggest Funko Pop section I've ever seen in my life. It was so massive, and they had everything. There's no way possible that you could have gone through that entire for sale section they had to find something you wanted.
They were
I don't know how
diseased,
someone would do
like,
it in one
I don't
day.
know if you guys got the Beanie Babies over there.
Oh yeah, my ex-girlfriend, her mother was a huge Beanie Baby collector.
I have a tote full of them in my basement that were my mom's that I need to go
Just
through.
this generation of Beanie Babies. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
We all know where the Beanie Babies went.
Yeah,
Straight to the bin.
and it's funny, yeah, because they had their value. There's a certain Princess Diana one that has it was kind of either a mess up or something that's very valuable, but the value of like 99% of them just went in the tank.
Nothing.
I think the most valuable one is one of the 2000s, the Millennium Bear, some sort of that one. It was the Diana one because I just watched something on it recently and I don't know why. Clint Jorgensen's here. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, Clint?
He wants to know if you got any snow today because he got snow on
It's
Christmas.
so hot here. It's 33 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
But I've got to head off, boys. I've got to go and make this.
Yeah, for sure.
If I don't come back for some weird reason, avenge my death.
I will definitely avenge you, my friend.
I'm gonna go over there and feed somebody's ass to a crocodile.
Yes.
All right, boys. Thanks so much for having me on,
Hey,
and we'll speak to you soon. Everyone in the chat, enjoy your day.
Good to see you, man.
See you, man. Merry Christmas. Happy Boxing Day.
See ya.
I had to throw that in real quick. Matthew said
right.
I don't understand pops, and gateway toy, for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. The Lisa Left Eye Lopez toy may be worth something, considering she's no longer with us, and it's been a long time since that happened, actually, too.
Yeah, my mom was gonna send us to college on Beanie Babies.
I mean, for
my
real
mom
though, man.
just bought the one she thought was cute. She had a shitload of them.
Yeah, I dated this chick named Jamie, and her mother was just, and I know you know Jamie, but anyway, her mom was just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over those things, right? Like she, it was just, she had so many. I'd never seen anybody with a collection like that. And she, did mention a couple times, how much they would be worth and all that. Not so much. Not so much. They did. That market just crashed. You know, Todd, I got converted to the Keurig, man. I'm not gonna lie. Don't be mad at me. But I'd rather have Keurig
Best,
coffee, honestly, every day
best
than brewing up 12 cups in a freaking pot, you know.
pot. Wraith is heading out. He's got to take the long trek to take the 4 cans of recyclables out.
Yep.
He wants to let us know what he thinks of the music and video. And Merry Christmas to you, Wraith. Be careful with that toe lugging those things out.
Yeah, and I'll definitely check out the song for anybody that doesn't know. Wraith Mace has like at least 3 or 4 at this point AI created songs about Warhammer 40K, and yeah, I mean it's just really cool, And I even the other night, played one of the ones that I had made, which I sent to you, a few of them, but they're
Hmm.
Suno, I think is the website. And yeah, you could just create them. You kind of either can type all the words in, or you could just put what you want it to be about. And it spit out a couple cool ones. It spit out a couple really cool, neat country song. One is one of them. It's kind of a rockin' country, that
Rockabilly.
yeah, it's fun. Yeah, you can still tell it's AI, unless you're just not paying attention, right? You can still kind of tell the vocals are kind of interesting, kind of weird. But yeah, the ones Wraithbase has done are they're very, very cool. They really are, and obviously he's gaining traction, like I said earlier, from that community, right?
Yeah, I'm getting a bunch
Yeah,
of
it's
hits. So
awesome.
yeah, they're doing great. So
Yeah, he's been
I'll
crushing
go
it.
back up to where Matthew was like, I don't understand Funkos,
Yeah.
wherever it was. Yeah, I don't understand pops. Like, yeah, there it's because there's something for everybody. Like, and it's something you can get somebody that, even if they're not a collector, but maybe like Frostbite showed that Mr. Burns, like you're a Simpsons fan, you can
Yes.
buy them Simpsons ones. They got them for every property, and it whether or not it sucks them into wanting more, it is
Yeah.
something cool, like a little
Yeah.
one-off personalized kind of gift you can get somebody for something they're into, if you can find it. So I'm not a huge fan, but I do have a few. I tell you, there's 3 that I actively sought out.
Okay.
Like I said, including this one over here, I think I've got 9 or maybe 10 Funko Pops. So the 3 that I actively sought out were the Amy Farrah Fowler and the Sheldon Cooper from Big
Okay.
Bang, and the Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge
I
McDuck, I can definitely see. Now the Big Bang ones, I mean, whatever to me, but for you, if you really like those, then they are fun. I mean, they're it's in the name.
fun. They're fun co. Do you want to, before we get out of here, do you want to tell the calendar story? Do you want to tell about the calendars
Are you talking about the
and the
sticker?
technology gaff snafu
Oh
with
gosh.
the sticker?
So and actually, you know what? Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna send the picture to myself so I can bring it up on the screen.
Okay.
Because I do.
I'll
I think
give
it'd
a
be okay.
I'll give a quick backstory.
Please
So
do.
Pop mentioned that uh, we're really creative. Well, one thing that they do on his immediate side is they make calendars out of pictures. So we take a lot of pictures, and they'll go have custom calendars made for all of them on his immediate side. Um, we did have a little bit of a pall over this Christmas. We did have a close family member pass away recently, but it was something that was expected. It wasn't sudden, so we were kind of prepared. Just sucks that
Yeah,
the
yeah, as
timing.
much as you can
Um,
be.
but so they had a calendar made, and it was his. Was it your sister that made it?
Yes, my sister made it.
Yeah, that actually got it all together and got the pictures for it, and they gave it to their mom, and it was a calendar of this family member, and it was all pictures, good pictures. And she was going through it, and they noticed that one of them had something kind of weird in it, and it was really funny when everybody noticed it and we were showing it around, and then actually figured out how it got made. So there she is. Watch it, boys. I know where y'all live. Y'all know I don't fool with that much technology.
So yeah, I'm about to open this really quickly.
So this is good. So talking about the technology and the phones and stuff, and this was something that was just it was just funny. And if you kind of know the backstory of all of us doing funny or really thoughtful, like creative stuff, and everybody's trying to enjoy this day and not be down. And for the most part, we did a good job with that. But this was just that extra bit of funny just to kind of get through it. So
I mean, just so this is the pic, right? And so this is my little niece. This is my son when they were really, really tiny. Love the Ben Roethlisberger jersey, by the way, y'all. And then this is Bill, his grandpa Bill. Him and my mom been together since 1987, actually. And so my sister was making a calendar. And when we make these calendars, and I've done one, but sometimes I've gotten them. My sister's gotten them. My mom will get one. My sister will make one for my mom or whatever. We'll put pictures in it, right? And sometimes you try to do themed seasons, right? The beach in July or August, it'll be Christmas time. We'll put family Christmas photos and stuff like that. And so this was a great photo of when the youngest kids in our immediate family were really little. And this is Bill hanging out with them. And my sister went to make this, but she was doing it from her phone. And so she she sent me this picture because she's like, I don't know what to do. It's on the calendar at Walgreens, and it's on like whatever day or whatever, month, right? You can do collages and you can put pictures on individual days for people's birthdays and stuff. But she could not get this. And if you look at it, it for whatever reason put this stickered image right in the bottom right corner. So in the calendar, it's still there. And it's like when you open it up, we got a big kick out of it today because you open it up, and if you're not looking for it, you might miss it.
Yeah.
But it was the funniest thing to get my mom's reaction when she got it, and then she started looking at it. It was, it's like, did you notice anything about this particular month or day? And it's like. And the realization is that like not everybody knows how to make stickers on their phone, right? And not everybody knows, and you may accidentally make one and then save it over the original file, and now you're stuck with this picture, right? And you don't know how to fix it, right? Because you can't fix it. Even today, we tried to help figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
My niece, who is the little girl in this picture, is actually much bigger now. But anyway, she's 18. She'll be 19 years old, I think, in April, and if I'm correct. And so, but yeah, this was so funny because this little miniature of the three of them down here in the right corner, and it was the funniest freaking thing, and it's in the calendar.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
It's actually in the calendar. So
Yeah.
earlier in the show, if you were here when I was talking about traditions and maybe trying to start a new one, so that picture in their calendar is in April. So I said, now
Yes.
every year when you guys do the month of April on the calendar,
That's right.
You've got to sneak in some kind of hidden Easter
That's
egg type picture. So, and I
Yep.
didn't know anything about it. So I was like, what's in the picture? I don't know. They're like, you see something in that? You're like,
Trying to figure
minute.
that out. It was so funny.
So she had accidentally made a sticker, saved it onto that picture, and then made that the main file and overwrote it instead of saving as a copy.
It was so good.
And I can't really make fun of her because it was like April of this year before I realized my phone had the ability to make stickers.
I'm with you. I'm with you,
Uh,
man.
a lot of
Right?
my thumbnails from earlier in this year that were
Yes.
all done making stickers
It,
on the phone.
yeah. It's like
So
I didn't know that before I started doing YouTube, and then I started doing
yeah,
thumbnails, with
had
that.
no
Uh,
idea to make how that I could, or why would I even make stickers out of pictures?
no clue. I am going to share one photo uh really quickly since we're kind of just doing this, and I am a little tired, not gonna lie to y'all. And wouldn't mind jumping off here for a little bit, but I am going to share this photo at Christmas time of two very young men that have known each other for their entire lives. Um, and I'm actually wearing a cowboy shirt, if you can believe it. That's awful. But
Must have been a gift that you just had to
yeah,
wear to
I think it
placate somebody
was
that
because
didn't
man, I
know.
got pictures of me when I'm younger than this in Steeler
I'm
pajamas.
surprised you didn't burn this one.
I know, but there's a good old picture from your old house in front of the tree.
We did that pose
Uh,
a lot.
yeah, yeah. We probably went to see Breakin' the movie at that time. Yeah,
That was
probably
the
saw
year
Breakin' the movie.
for whatever damn reason my mom did the tree with bows and plastic apples, the little apples
Uh,
on the tree. Like
yes,
most of the ornaments that year, you can see a few, but for whatever reason, she did our tree in these damn red velvet bows and apples of all things, of which I've still got a shitload of them in
right.
Christmas totes down there. I
Um,
never could figure out why she chose
all
to do
right.
that.
I got another really good one. This is actually at my mom's. That's me
What's
and
up,
you.
that M16? I've talked about
Yep.
that on stream before.
Yeah,
Shark Eyes
man.
Toy View, man.
What's
What's
up,
up?
Shark Eyes? How you
Happy
doing, buddy?
Happy Boxing Day.
And I wanted to bring up that you've done a couple reviews here recently, man, and they're really good. And I just want everybody. I know y'all probably all seen them, but I just want to tell you that while you're here. But yeah, this is an old school one. If you see my leg braces, my Forrest Gump leg braces and stuff. But yeah, that's going way back right there, buddy. Yeah, I've got so many pictures and albums of
Both
this.
of us,
We
Eric.
both had it actually. Yep.
Both of us. We both had it. Uh
I
yeah,
had
Shark
the
Eyes, I've
yeah.
still got to watch Xandar and Van
Yeah,
Helsing.
yeah. Y'all check out the Xandar. Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Love it. But yeah, man, this is old school right here, y'all. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like I've got so many. If I logged in right now to my Google Photos account, we'd be here for another 2 hours just sharing photos. And I'm not kidding. We literally would be here for another 2 hours. Yeah, my mom, it says brand, it looks like brand, yeah, random mom. Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, she used to wear that to my baseball games because I played on a Dodgers team my first year, and it was green jerseys and white pants, and she had that made up for my team until I ended up with my leg braces. But yeah, no, that was what that was from. But yeah, man, nah, there's so many memories and so many pictures, man, that like we literally could sit here for a few hours and just sharing photos
Yeah.
off of yeah. Oh, yeah, legend. Yeah, 3 stars mom, she was a legend too now. You know,
Yeah. We love
absolutely,
Christmas.
absolutely legend, man. But both of those women, absolute legends, and my sister is in their footsteps, considering what taking care of horses and a mule and 9.5 acres, and doing that all by herself, and
Dog,
working
cat,
full time, third shift. Yeah,
hour commute
yeah,
plus each
yeah.
way. So
Each way.
um
Yeah, no, it's amazing, man. I'm telling you,
oh
truly.
we do have we'll get ready and wrap it up here so we
Yeah.
get everybody out of here and get some sleep. But we have a video that will be premiering Friday night. I've got to set the time.
That's right.
We're gonna do it as a premiere. It is our classified top 10 versus list. So when he come over Sunday and we got that filmed and got that edited, so we're gonna have that come out. We're gonna do it as a premiere if you guys want to come and watch it live. If not, watch it on the replay. But sometime Friday night before he does what he is getting ready to tell you about. What you got coming up?
Friday night, Pop Blender Unfiltered, Friday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 Central. I will be basically kind of going over a little bit of a year in review as a precursor to Matthew and my year in review and New Year's Eve stream, which we will be doing on New Year's Eve. So Matthew and I will be live on New Year's Eve with the evening blend, but Friday night I'll be doing the Unfiltered, and I'll bring up a few stories myself that Matthew and I will not cover. But I'll bring up a few extra stories. That's what I got going on. 10:30 Eastern on Friday night. Please tune in. It's not just movies and TV. There may be a little bit of everything in there, whatever I feel like talking about. So yeah, no, I appreciate you. Let me throw the plug in there. Tuesday with Matthew at 10 Eastern. So. New Year's Eve, if y'all ain't doing nothing, come hang out with us. What you got going on, buddy?
I've got a stack of stuff I need to try to get reviewed that's been here for over a week now. I got to get those done. I got the Ghostbusters O-ring pack. I've got to get a review up on those. I got that guy right there.
I got to do a review on him myself, right? That's the promise.
Fish or Rice.
Yeah.
And I am going to do a top 5 favorite figure list for 2024. Not just classified, but everything. Everybody's doing that list as well. And I don't collect a broad range of stuff, like super broad, like somebody like Punk does, or somebody like that. I don't get everything. So there's stuff that would probably be on there. I just don't have it. So it's some of the stuff that I picked up. Be showing just what they were, and it may not be in line with what my favorite classified figures were, if there are classifieds on there, because that's a different kind of list. These are like, which ones do I really love? And maybe it's even a shitty figure. Who knows? Nemesis Immortal may be on there. You never know.
Man.
Probably not, but check it out and find out. So I got some stuff I got to get filmed, do some tinkering here on the computer. I got an awesome piece of equipment from Pop Blender today that I've got to get set up that might enhance the streams a little bit. When
you make your life a lot easier, dude. I promise you. Make it a lot easier.
Got to get that hooked up and integrated. And other than that, I'm going to enjoy being on vacation because I still have another week off. I go back on the 2nd. So I'm just enjoying that. I was going to go to my camper, but it looks like it's going to be raining all weekend, even though it's going to be 60 degrees. So, but I'll have some of that stuff coming out. So that's what we got going on. Yep. And we're going to call it a night. Let everybody get out of here, go to bed. So, everybody that was here in the chat and everybody on the replay, thank you. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Happy Boxing Day if you guys are doing Boxing Day where you were at. And enjoyed chatting with you guys tonight. Merry Christmas.
Man. Yep. Very much appreciated and glad that many of y'all came to hang out on a very busy day, a very busy night for so many of us. And y'all included, so it's always appreciated. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be back with some new Joe news and hopefully some reveals and some news about some new stuff coming out. We'll see, what we get.
Yep, never know. We'll see what comes up. Might have some new Joes by then. You don't ever know. So that's all
Yeah.
right, Shark Eyes. You're late, but that's fine. Appreciate you coming in.
Love
man.
it, baby.
So until next time, guys, 2 weeks. We'll see you guys later on 7's Wild. Thank you for coming by. Hit that like button.
See ya.